I got one question for you. What if I told you can get your bankruptcy removed on a weekend? Sounds crazy, but it's true. We about to show you. You already know what time it is. Let's get right into it. All right, y'all. So I got my man LeVon Bryant showing y'all how he took off his bankruptcy off all three credit reports. Not one, not two, but all three. So he's going to break it down, give you a game. And also in the meantime, we're going to talk about some other stuff as well, or whatever we want to talk about. But the game is to show you and break down on how he did, or how he took off his bankruptcies off all three.
All right. Hey, LeVon, all right, so how did you find Dave? Hey, can we go through a little backstory? Hey, y'all have to talk about the other companies. But I would prefer you don't talk about the other companies, but how did you end up stumbling across Dave's video or channel?
Just a journey of seeking knowledge. Going through YouTube, trying to find out as much information on how to attack the credit bureaus as possible. And it just popped up, honestly. It popped up and I found the first video. I couldn't even tell you what it was. I've watched so many. I think I've watched all at this point. But once it popped up, man, I was like, because at this point I had already had some knowledge of, how to submit and challenge things, digitally and, by mail as well. And, freezing up the sub bureaus. I look for that too. A lot of people don't know about it. So when you start diving into more, I was like, there's more than the main three at Innovis. So I started, immediately okay, everything you say, pause the video, let me lock that up. Because I had a few things coming back, so-called verified. So once I did that, I stumbled across the video about the, bankruptcy and filing with CFPB, filing a complaint. And I literally followed step by step. I think I copied the transcript that you gave. And just, I promise you, word for word. And I just plugged in, what my account was. And it was like 2 accounts and a bankruptcy. And I submitted it. I did it almost midnight. And I'm in the East Coast. And I got the emails. For some reason though, it wasn't, since I could made a complaint before, it wouldn't let me log back into that. Maybe y'all can help me out with that to resubmit another complaint. But I had another email, so I used that. And I waited the weekend. I submitted that Friday, going into Friday. And I'm checking Experian, I'm checking Credit Karma. I also, in the process, had downloaded Identity, was Credit Identity or IQ? Yeah, Identity IQ. Yeah, and I was able to see it, side by side. I screenshot it on my tablet. I circled all the inaccuracies, and I uploaded it as a supporting document when I submitted the complaint. Mm-hmm. I also had the knowledge already of obtaining a letter from the bankruptcy court stating that they do not share my or anyone's credit. They don't report it to the credit bureau or any third parties. So I had that in writing and I uploaded that as well. And I got a response, that Monday. I seen it change. It might've been Sunday night, honestly. And I was like, well, damn, I done waited all this time and tried and it's coming back verified somehow. And it was taken off just that quick. It reported and it jumped up 103 points. 103 points. I'm sitting at, through Credit Karma, it's Advantage 3, but it's sitting, 808.
Man, that's crazy.
Hey, hold on. I know you want to keep going, but I gotta ask you, how did that feel, like getting 100 points? Because when I say it's just, I don't know. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying, do it yourself, XYZ. I see people getting like 20 points here. Like 20 points is good for some people, but you got 100. Like, how did that feel?
Man, that was like heaven. I was like, where if I knew this when I had other things going on, man, prior, man, it would have been so much better. But it's still great. You know, I still look at it. I know ain't nothing changed, but I still log in and check it out from time to time because it's like, damn, we finally making progress. You know, I'd have like just this one negative on two credit bureaus, and then I pretty much have everything off at this point. But and then it took a minute with Experian took it off as well. Now they so-called verify something else, so we still need to challenge that because it's getting all the addresses off. They're trying to link you with the addresses. So me knowing that, I'm like, I didn't know they tied it, you know, but it's fine. But Equifax was trying to test my patience. You know, they because you'll get the response back from the CFPB and, you know, saying what they're going to do, or they checking it out. And then their response was that they verified it, that nothing was inaccurate. When I clearly had the bankruptcy side by side, showing that they had the start date was like 29 days off. You know, so there's clearly somebody dropping the ball right here. Mm-hmm. And also the other credit bureaus seen it and they took it off. So what's the problem? So with that being said, I was like, well, let me at least reach out to y'all guys and like see what's next. See, you know, how they so-called verify what we need to do in just time, because it still wasn't the full 14 days. We talking about within a week, and they took, I say, about 10 days for Equifax.
The Equifax always take the longest. They bougie.
And let me ask you. All right, so next question: what made Dave different? Like, how did it feel different?
Man, I just felt like, honestly, you wasn't hiding the information, where to get it from. You know, you specifically pointed out everything led with, you know, the USC and you know, whatever it was, you was able to find it directly. And I was able to verify it myself versus you just telling me. So I felt like, okay, if this is a law, I'm fighting it with the laws, and then understanding that, oh man, they, you know, all the things that they're not doing, that they can't do, and they're doing, oh man, right is right, wrong is wrong. I'm gonna challenge, you know, everything, and I want to pursue and get paid for it. I wish I had known from the jump, and we could have, you know, I could have been challenging and trying to make some money off this, because it was so many things that was incorrect. Yeah. In that process, man. So, but I started with Lexington Law, and you know, I just wanted guidance. Really, I had came into, you know, sold a home, and was like, okay, I want to repair my credit, and I paid debts off. I didn't know I paid debts off from the start, and I was like, man, this, you know, I shouldn't have to, you know, I'm here now, I'm researching more, or you shouldn't, you know, pay that, you know, unless it's actually your debt in that situation. But I paid things off and challenged it with you know, Lexington Law, and they were just moving slow. And I found this young lady, she does a good job, but it's just the communication was lacking. And, you know, even with the sub bureaus, you know, she was supposed to have locked it for me, but I also received that saying that it didn't go through. But me fishing for knowledge, knew about it, and I locked it like a week later. So things came back verified based off of that, and just, you know, that whole 30-day process. So, and, you know, stumbling across, you know, the other company, and they relieved me. You know, I felt like they would give me a lot of game. You know, just with more of the sub bureaus and just knowing how to attack and doing it digitally, you know. So, but they started to slow down, started to get a little stale. couldn't really, honestly, even though we had daily calls, you couldn't get a lot of certain things answered. They wanted you to kind of upgrade your program to something higher to really be able to get in communication with them, more regularly. And I'm like, it has to be something more. So I'm just searching and diving into it, man. And like I said, I found your video, brother. And man, I just wish I didn't have to be. Also, I've called and got inquiries off, and I did that calling back and forth, speaking to the fraud department. That's tiresome, that's tiresome. And but if I could have just, knowing I could have challenged it with the CFPB and the FTC report, that would have saved a lot of heartache and pain.
That's so good. You got anything you want to tell the people before we go?
Man, just them boys, these men know what they're doing. I promise you, like he said, if you just follow step by step, man, won't have any issues. I promise you won't have any issues. Like it was proven, bro. I did it. You can do it. Even if you have to do it word for word until you understand it more, do it, challenge it. And like they say, continue to challenge it. Lock up those snitches.
Hey.
But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all fellas, man. I'm definitely always gonna follow, put more people on. And like I said, once again, thank you for the call. And
no problem.
You changed a lot of lives.
You said the bankruptcy came off in like 3 days?
The weekend, brother.
Okay.
The weekend.
Hey, we good.
The weekend. And it probably would have been soon if it wasn't
on the weekend.
The weekend,